Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are doing well. So the first word that we are going to write in the Thuluth script is the word hamd, which means the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here we are going to do, you must have seen already that how to do with kalam, and since you all are beginners and you might not have kalams and ink with you all, so what you can do is we can in this free series we will be practicing with double pencil. Okay, so you already know how to try the double pencils. One will be a little taller, there will be a little shorter, and that's it. And tie it with the rubber band, because that's, if you tie it with tape or something, then it will be like you won't be able to move it. If you fix the height like this and you start writing, and you will realize that you have to fix it, it will be a little difficult. So I would suggest trying with the rubber band. This might take some time to hold and write with it, but eventually you will learn. So just practice, once you tie it together, just try to make random lines like upward or downwards, and once you have a grip of writing with double pencil, you can start. Okay, so this you can see how I have tied it together. Now I'll just explain you how you have to do it stroke by stroke. So the very first stroke that we are going to do with double pencil, and of course we have to imagine that it's kind of like this space that is empty between these two pencils are filled, okay, just like columns. Okay, so if I have this column, you see this is filled, so ink will be there between this, so you have to kind of imagine that. Okay, so let's start and I'll explain you. So the very first stroke that you will start writing in the word hamd is this stroke right here. So we'll start from here. Okay, I've already written it so that it becomes easier for you all. Okay, this is how you have to go with it. Okay, you see now this is opening and this is also opening, while you see over here obviously this will be closed. So how you have to close it, you have to imagine that there is like this is filled in between. Okay, you just have to imagine that. I'll put up a different color for each stroke. So this is the starting point, okay, and this is the end point. Okay, you'll have to take a pencil or a pen, and then you have to join these, because you have to imagine that this space is filled between the two pencils, just like columns. Okay, so that becomes your first stroke. Now okay, this becomes, this is how you write the first, then this would be the second. Okay, this would again be the same starting point, and this is how you have to move with it. And yes, everything has a measurement. Okay, I will mark the measurements at the end. Okay, first we will see how to do it stroke by stroke. I'll take a different color. So this is the second stroke. I'll put up a blue dot starting and end point. Okay, okay, I hope you'll get it. Now this was the second stroke, this, and yes, of course you have to fill this, kind of imagining that this part is filled. You have to join this. Okay, now of course obviously this would be the third stroke over here. Okay, this is how you have to go with it. This is, I would say, a continuation of third stroke. Okay, up till here. Okay, now over here this is a bit of a challenge. Why? Because here you see, you have to imagine that this ink is filled. Okay, so it's going over here although, but this part, this tiny part, okay, although it looks empty right now, this shape, but this would be filled this way. Okay, I hope you must have understood how this is filled. As you can see over here as well, like this part would be filled when you do with the color. Okay, so this becomes the third stroke. Okay, now fourth is, in the fourth stroke it will overlap. Okay, so basically I hope this is understood wherever, because it's a continuation, I'm explaining you stroke by stroke. So wherever it ends, the next stroke would start from the same point. Okay, so from here, the fourth stroke, this is a bit of a tricky. It's okay, so you have to go up till this point like this. Okay, the starting point and the end point. Okay, obviously it's understood that this part would be filled. Okay, so this becomes the fourth stroke, and one last stroke, that is over here. Take your double pencil. Once you are at this point, take your double pencil again and move along this stroke this way. Okay, you see it's overlapping the stroke, and once you reach this point, you see, then you will exit it. Okay, I hope you get to see this is the starting point and this would be the end point. Okay, the last part of the pencil would be like this. Okay, again your same thing, this part you see is empty, this will also be filled. I'm just marking it this way so that both the colors are seen. This is overlapping over here. Okay, this part. Okay, so that becomes 5 strokes in this word. This is the fifth one. Okay, so this is how you have to write. This might take time, so it looks easy when I'm doing it, but it might take some time, so just be patient with the practice. We know in Arabic calligraphy, every letter, every word has a particular measurement according to the nukta. Okay, so everything will have a nukta, and this is the reason why when we practice calligraphy without the measurements, it doesn't come out to be very well. Okay, so these measurements are very important and you will be used to it with practice. Okay, so first I will just mark the measurement for this word, this letter ha. This would be 5 nukta. Okay, and this is how actually the measurement is done. After writing you do the measurements, but when you are starting off and You can first mark the nukta, like you can mark the nukta, 5 nukta. I hope it's understood how I am making these nuktas. Okay, you have to imagine the spaces filled between this. Okay, so yes, this is how you will have to make it. First mark the nukta, this would be 5. So what you can do when you're starting off is, first you can mark the nukta, make the 5 nukta, make the lines, okay, the width, and then make this letter half over here. Okay, 1 nukta space would be over here. Okay, 2 nukta space for this part, that is meme. Okay, now this part dal, this would be 2 nukta, 1 2. Okay, and then this part that is extended of meme, this is 1 nukta. Okay, inside dal you should be able to fit 4 nukta. Sorry. Okay, and over here also you should be able to make it 4 nukta, 1 2 3, and this is the 4th one.